Hi all, hope you're doing well. I'm thrilled to have you here for another fun Blender session. Particle system in Blender. What are they? And the reason they are so cool. Let's get into it, shall we? A particle system in Blender is a powerful tool that could be used to simulate and create effects such as fire, smoke, rain, dust, etc. It works by creating and animating large number of small objects called particles that are emitted from a mesh or an emitter object. So you have two entities here, the emitter object or the mesh and a particle system. Once you have created a particle system, you can adjust various parameters such as the number of particles, their size, speed, lifespan and more. Now that we are clear with the understanding, let's create this animation. I have used this Blender tutorial as my point of reference. Let's delete all the default elements. The first thing we would be creating is the emitter object. For that, we'll add a cylinder. So mesh, cylinder, and here you have the option to change the vertices. Change it to 3 to make it a triangle. And now we need to scale this up in the Z-axis direction. Or let's do that by clicking S to scale, then Z, and click 8 so that it scales it up in Z-axis. And now we can move this up, bringing up the transform menu, and in the Z we can click 8. Control A, apply all transforms. Now we need to increase the geometry of this object. Currently it just has these 3 vertical faces and the one at the top and the bottom. To increase the geometry we need to add loop cuts. To do that, let's go into the edit mode by clicking tab and click Ctrl R. That would give us the option to add this loop cut at the center, and simply scroll your mouse up. That would increase these total number of loop cuts. Left click escape. That would bring us this menu. Now you can change the total number of cuts here to 50. We don't need the top and the bottom face. For that we first need to switch to the select mode of the faces. So I've selected the face here, delete that face. Let's do the same at the bottom, delete that face. So we have a hollow structure here. We also need to add certain loop cuts vertically. Click Ctrl R and then same thing, scroll your mouse button up, left click and click escape. That will bring us this menu and change the total number of cuts to 5. We need to do this for all of the 3 faces. So now we have this structure with good enough geometry for us to proceed with. Let's go back to the object mode, and now is the time to add modifiers to this object to change its shape. Select the object, go to modifier, and here we'll be adding a modifier named simple deform, and we'll keep it to twist. We'll change the angle to 360 degree and we'll change it to Z-axis, so that it is going to give you this spiral looking structure. Now to make it round, we need to add another modifier, but before that we need an empty axis object. So we'll add a plain axis object at the bottom of the structure, and then we'll select the object again and we'll go to the modifiers. We'll duplicate this modifier, and here we need to change it from twist to bend, and in the object we can select the empty object which we have created, and under the axis we need to change it to Y. So now you can see it is round in shape. And this is our emitter object. Now we need a particle which needs to be used by the particle system. We'll just add another icosphere. Increase the subdivisions to 3 and select the object, click W and shade smooth. Move it out of the scene because we don't want this to be visible in it. Now to assign a particle system, let's select that object, go to the particle system properties and add. Nothing has happened yet. Let's just change it to hair. Click Ctrl A and apply all transforms. And now under the source we need to change the emit from. It needs to emit from the vertices and we are going to enable use modifier stack. In the render, we'll change the render as path to object, and under the object we are going to select the icosphere which we have created, and we are going to disable this show emitter option. Now as you can see, there are certain places on the base structure where we don't have the particles. For that, all we have to do is increase the total number of particles till it's all filled and complete. If you see, there's this weird looking structure here, or rest all other spheres look good. To resolve this, let's go to the properties, and under the modifier we are going to add a weld modifier and move it over the particle system. That should get rid of our weird looking texture. So what we have done is we have basically used this extra icosphere and we have created multiple copies of it and attached it to an object. Now the fun thing is, the changes which we make to this single object, it's all going to reflect over all of these particles which are created. Now the way you can animate this thing is, you can play around with the Z location and the Z rotation. If you change the Z rotation, it gives out this cool looking animation. You can animate it the way you want it to. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to bring you more exciting videos in near future. Stay warm and cozy, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!